Man, melee weapons are so great. They all feel responsive and powerful. And there's so many options and they all feel useful. Especially bladed melee weapons since they can cut the tongue. There are no bad melee weapons. And that will never change. Wait, what's that noise? Well, with the Last Stand update came many new cool features such as improvements and enhancements to gameplay. One of which was adding more ladders for infected, to make more areas accessible that never have been, which I love. They also added 2 new melee weapons, the shovel, which I love, and that pitchfork I never see. They also finally added all the CSGO weapons that were only available in German servers or just private servers, which I love. All the weapons included are MP5, Scoped Assault Rifle, Scout Sniper, and the AWP Sniper Rifle. Oh, and I almost forgot the... With our 3 new melee weapons, we live in perfect happiness with a seamless update. Well, unfortunately, I may have lied a little bit. The knife really isn't so perfect. In fact, I'd say it's probably the worst thing about the update. And I'd say a lot of you agree with me because I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, "Man, the knife is my favorite weapon." What is it about this thing that makes it so awful? Well, when looking at melee weapons, there's really 2 factors you have to look at. Speed and range. Let's take a look at speed first because, well, speed and also range is its own little complicated thing.
Yo, you wanna see some real speed, bitch? I'll show you some real speed.
So when calculating speed for melee weapons, we're mostly looking at the speed of which it kills tanks, because it feels like that's the best way to calculate DPS, and totally not because it's on the L4D2 wiki or anything. Surprisingly, it's tied for second with the machete for the fastest melee weapon in the game, and it only takes 13.5 seconds to kill a tank, only being beaten out by the nightstick, with it only taking 13 seconds to kill a tank. And we're not talking about no pussy tank either, we're talking about a versus tank. 6,000 health, not 4,000. Now, if you were just looking at this stat alone, it would make no sense why no one likes this thing. Why isn't everyone using this thing if it can kill a tank that fast? As of why, that has to do with the second factor. I mean, why does it matter if a weapon is fast if you have to be within dick rubbing distance to use it? I feel like there's a reason that the axe and shovel are so beloved. It's because of how high the range is. And also because of the strike path, but we're not getting to that site, so we'll just wait. It's the biggest in the game, and you can really feel it. I mean, it's really nice to be able to do 500 damage to anything within a 5-foot radius of you. I don't know the exact range of each weapon by numbers, but I can tell you that the knife has the shittiest range in the entire goddamn game. I get that it's a knife, and I'm not expecting it to work like a spear. But just look at how much closer I have to be just to hit something. It's ridiculous. How do you expect me to use this thing? But if you're going to shorten the range that drastically, at least add something to make it more powerful. Make it as fast or faster than the nightstick. That way there's at least some reason to pick this weapon over anything else. Because as it stands right now, it's just the machete, but shittier. But what if I told you this isn't really the weapon's fault? We're just using it wrong. Now, it's not our fault either, but whenever I was testing out all the melee weapons, I noticed something peculiar about the knife. When you swing a melee weapon, a strike path goes right across your screen, and anything within that path is going to get chopped. So, where do you expect it to go over? It's not like there's a place that you can use to aim your shots. I mean, I'm obviously alluding to the crosshair. Like, why wouldn't they use the crosshair? What would even be the purpose of it being there if it doesn't go over the crosshair? And that's true for every melee weapon. The strike path goes over the crosshair. Although, the strike path can be inconsistent. Some go vertically, other horizontally, and even occasionally diagonally. But, regardless of that, it still goes within that crosshair. You want to know which one doesn't? This stupid son of a bitch right here! You know, the knife is kind of like the book The Ugly Duckling. Except the ugly duckling is an asshole. Why is this so different? Why did they change something so normal about every weapon? But hold on, maybe it's just a glitch. I mean, it makes no sense. Why would they do that? If this was a glitch, this would have been removed a long time ago. So, this is how it's supposed to be. Why would they take the most consistent part of these weapons and just say, whatever? Like, just completely ruining any semblance of muscle memory the people that have been playing this game for years have. Now, you're probably thinking, where should this crosshair actually be? No, little lower. A lot lower than that. Getting closer. This is it. By the way, this is default FOV, so your strike path may be a little different. Do you see how much lower this is? Now, if you just aim up, this weapon feels completely different. It feels so much better to use. It really explains how I'm missing these point-blank jockey kills whenever I'm standing an inch away from them. The answer has been so simple. Just look away from your target to hit them. Of course, why didn't I think of that? Fuck you. If you want to use this weapon effectively, I hope you enjoy stargazing, because that's all you're gonna do. So taking all this into consideration, the shortened range, and the stupid weird fucking hitbox that doesn't make no fucking sense, I have to say, yeah, it's still the worst melee weapon, which isn't surprising. Even if you aim up, or if they fix the hitbox, it does become way more bearable, but it's basically still just a downgrade from the machete. That's not to say it's completely useless, like some people say it is. I mean, you still can kill things with it, and it is a 500 damage strike. Not to mention you can cut the tongue pretty well. But until they make it a faster weapon, or just decrease the range cap, I feel it's not ever going to be sought after. But you better learn to fucking like it, because it seems the game really wants us to. It spawns this thing everywhere. Why would they make the most useless thing in the entire game so goddamn common? If I spawn on No Mercy again with 2 knives, I'm gonna take a real knife and add an extra breathing hole to my throat.